Hello. So I pushed this stream back by about half an hour because we were prepping for a new tabletop campaign. I was talking with the DM and creating my character still during the start time, what it was supposed to be. Um, and then I went and got some food. I grabbed a bagel after and filled my water. So I was eating a bagel while the Are You Ready was playing. That's why it lasted longer than it normally does. Either way, we're back into Doki Doki Literature Club again today, and I am kind of hoping that I can finish the story, but I'm probably only about halfway through, and the last stream was like 5 hours. So, if I do finish it today, it'll probably be a pretty long stream. Um, I guess let's go ahead and start. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but just kind of worked because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to high school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting for her. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Ensign? Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles. She smiles sweetly. So, I was gonna review last stream for this one to make sure my voices were gonna be at least close, but I didn't get around to that. And so my voices might not be very close to where they have been, where they were by the end of the last stream. We do know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for, anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers?
I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right?
About that. I actually quit the debate club.
Really? You quit?
Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. So I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it.
In that case, what club did you decide to join?
Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club.
Literature.
That sounds kind of dull.
How many members do you have so far?
It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring.
Well, I can see that.
But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Ensign. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join?
I mean, I guess so, but...
In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica?
Sure, I guess I could check it out.
Awesome! You're really sweet, Ensign. You know that?
It's nothing, really.
Shall we go, then? I'll look for materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for the third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Ensign. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right?
What? No, I'm not.
Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki.
Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you.
So, I ran into Ensign in the classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to... Well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I could at least make us some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Ensign? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting all that effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle.
You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know...
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Ensign, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well,
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in her world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Just like this game? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once.
I desperately grasp for something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine.
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share with each other. That way, everyone's even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Ensign?
Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that? Now that we've all reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time.
I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and,
I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry. I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Ensign. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls...
Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club.
One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Ensign?
Yeah. It could be fun, right?
You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you're really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Ensign, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay?
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting, so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Ensign, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah.
Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set.
I guess I'll be on my way then.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. Stare at the dot to reveal a special message. It's gonna be a jump scare. It's a jump scare, isn't it? Oh, nice. I'm still bracing. Cool. Are we done? Do I just hit enter? Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Not a jump scare. Nice. Incongruent. Frightening. Philosophy. Full again. Maybe I should go for Natsuki since we haven't seen her story yet. So I think it's the same thing if I romance Yuri, unless since no, she dies the weekend of, so it doesn't matter. Starscape, intellectual, waterfall, peace, vitality, fireworks, skipping, chocolate, melancholy, lying, agonizing, portrait, passion, extraordinary, daydream, vivid. Oh god. That didn't scare me like a jump scare, but that definitely, my stomach sank. Oof. Hi again, Ensign. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word.
Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Ensign. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. He deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan just to come here to hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. Monika? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Ensign. Well, we'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read.
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask.
Oh, wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book that she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much.
Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this.
I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, except I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be starting on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book.
Sorry. I was just spacing out.
I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed you in the first place. But I just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
Oh. Her eye is drifting left. Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book?
Oh, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them.
I see.
There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go.
I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's the story about, anyway?
Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixating them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs.
That's kind of
dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Ensign?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then, suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts,
My whole body.
well, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I start saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well just get started reading it, right? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying? No, let me just get the book.
I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag.
Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right?
I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just
bathing in the feeling. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right?
I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold the book more between the two of us. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open.
I guess that makes it kinda difficult to turn the page.
Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm and the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second.
I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Thanks.
We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she's finished the page before me, so I turn it of my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumbs gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side, and as she catches it under her own thumb.
Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses the things she says and all that.
That's what you were talking about? Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her.
Something else?
Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came to my head.
Yuri, are you feeling alright?
Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading.
You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
My breathing? Yuri puts a hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Oh.
Alright, don't push yourself.
Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom.
What on earth was that about?
Ensign, did something happen just now?
Eh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So, you don't know anything yet?
I'm sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her.
No, nothing.
Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this thing sometimes, and it's nothing alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? She just left.
Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd get started without her.
Is
that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking.
I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? How about Monica? I should start with Monica. Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know that I'm putting in the effort. Hi, Ensign. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kinda embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Ensign. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true.
I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Ensign. I was going, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not really sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort, you know?
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know, that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head. It's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm so sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. All right. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in the wall. He wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance around my surroundings, but the burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on a flat sheet of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks in my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I've kind of had an epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes, when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen on the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem next? Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional.
What was that?
Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Who? He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't talk about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine.
I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki.
Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my own thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, and last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all. It took you
Oh, but it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
No, not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Ensign.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance it over after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in our last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ensign.
Me too.
Who should I show my poem to next? Natsuki's all this. Well, it's about what I'd expect from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Yeah, I told you you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make the message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write a poem about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing is that simple writing is that it just puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end and then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not.
I decide to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I didn't want to take that away from her. Ew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. I swear, the music sounds like it's out of tunes at points. And I've paused it a few times because of it, but I was like, I can't, it went back to normal, so I can't tell. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I end up getting myself, though. Across the room, Monika's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Ensign did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Ensign liked my poem too, you know.
He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... uh, you're just... Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Anson appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he doesn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ooh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size as soon as Ensign started showing up.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you.
Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki.
Me? Look who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch!
Edgy? Sorry, that's my lifestyle. Is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves by the time they graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think that you can counterbalance your toxic personality by just dressing and acting cutely? The only thing cute about you is how hard you try.
Whoa, be careful. You might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Ensign hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be he'll be head over heels for you after this.
Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me, as if she just noticed I was standing here. Ensign! She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
How did I get there? I don't...
Yuri... Wait. OBS disconnected, reconnecting? That's not cool. That's the first time that's ever popped up. I'll hold on. I'll wait. Because... Is it? Let me check. Stream is healthy. The notification went away, so hopefully it's all good. Natsuki? Yuri? Yuri. Natsuki? Yuri. Natsuki? Yuri. Natsuki. Hello, Monica. Oh. Yuri? Hey, Ensign. Why don't we just step outside for a little bit, okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth in her desk and her palms on her forehead.
Yuri,
I didn't mean it.
I believe you.
I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Ensign, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget about this all by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me as if she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get that much of a chance to discuss my book with Ensign. It would be just embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you. And the poem. Right, writing the poem, right. Yeah, alone. Existence, hope, passion, laugh, wrath, climax, giggle, together, proof, or poof. I thought that said proof. Determination, whisper, family, fantasy, depression. I haven't really noticed how much they've been jumping. Agonizing, frightening, contamination, electricity, meager. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, Ensign.
Hi, Yuri.
I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki's reading manga at a desk, and surprisingly, Monica isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of her room. About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before, and something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well.
Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we're just a little extra sensitive because it's our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I already had decided that there's no way that you could be a bad person. And now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it.
Ensign, don't say those kinds of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything's a little bit brighter with you around. And, sorry, what am I saying right now?
Hey, have you guys seen Monica?
No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was.
Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either.
Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't.
Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Natsuki, about yesterday. I just want to apologize. I promise I didn't mean anything by the things I said, and I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So...
Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Jeez.
Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it's nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries a little too much about the little things, aren't you?
But I'll accept your apology anyway if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear since I was always afraid that you secretly hated me or something like that.
No, not at all. I don't hate you.
Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either.
Natsuki turns to me.
You're still on trial, though.
Hey!
Suddenly, the door swings open.
Sorry, I'm super late. There you are.
There you are.
I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything.
Nah. Well, Natsuki was.
I was not. What took you so long anyway?
Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kinda just lost track of time.
That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least.
I must not have heard it, since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware that you played music as well, Monica.
Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good at it.
But still, that must require a lot of dedication. So, I'm still impressed.
Well, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime.
That's... Monica looks at me. Well, I'm working on a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little better, I will.
That sounds cool. I look forward to it.
Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Ensign. Monica smiles sweetly.
I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that.
Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently.
I see.
I'm not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me.
In that case, best of luck.
Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I?
Not really.
I choose not to bring up anything that the three of us talked about. Besides, Natsuki has already run off into the closet. Ensign, since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you'd like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club.
Yeah, definitely. I planned on it anyway.
Okay. Can we start now? Let's find a place to sit. I'm being a little forceful, aren't I? I'm sorry. My heart just won't stop pounding for some reason.
Don't worry about it. If anything, it's nice to see you have so much energy.
Yeah, but I need to try to calm down. I won't be able to focus on reading like this.
Take your time.
Yuri takes a deep breath, then pulls a copy of the book out of her bag. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind that with a water filter inside. Can you hold this for a second?
Sure.
Yuri hands me the water pitchers, and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then I'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts with her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back.
I might as well walk with you.
That's okay. You stay here. It won't take long. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom. Did Yuri leave you again?
No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up a water pitcher to make tea.
Oh, okay. Sorry for the misunderstanding. 10 minutes pass. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Is something holding her up? I'm bored, just waiting here, so I just got to go look for her.
Let's see. The
most logical place for Yuri to be would be the nearest water fountain. I start heading down the hallway. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing. Sharp inhale, like someone is sucking air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around it.
Yuri?
Yeah. Waited 10 minutes. I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Ensign, do you like oolong tea?
Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well.
Very well.
Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees.
Now it's time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others.
Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
In that case, you'll only be even more impressed.
Perhaps I will.
Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself.
You must be in a good mood now.
Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway.
That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Ensign. It's very endearing.
That's...
Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Ensign, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Why's that?
It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain very regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so? I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because of my
Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading.
Yes! I have terrible reading posture. Now, that's why we should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book.
I retrieve the book from my bag.
I have some chocolate as well.
It's a bag of small chocolate candies. I take it, since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our side. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. I can feel my throat beginning to get a little raspy, so I'm going to drink a little bit of water. Except this time. Oh. Our bodies are even closer together.
I can't see too well.
Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle.
Your teacup.
Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Don't know why that's a concern, but alright. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper.
Sorry.
I briefly let go of the book and finish opening the wrapper.
You can have as much as you want.
That's okay. I won't take any.
Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course.
Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg.
Well, in that case...
Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Ensign.
Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Yuri starts to breathe heavily. I can't. Ensign. Suddenly, Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over. Ensign. My heart won't stop pounding, Ensign. I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Ensign? Yuri suddenly presses her hand against my chest. Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It even makes me not want to read. I just want to look. You. It's time to share poems. Who should I share my poem with first? I'm gonna share it with Monica. Ensign, I think you saw something earlier that you weren't supposed to see. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but I don't think I have a choice. It's getting kind of dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty easily excitable when she's around you. Which shouldn't be a problem in itself, but when Yuri gets too excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with a pocket knife. Isn't that kind of messed up? She even brings a different one to school every day, like she has a collection or something. I mean, it's definitely not because she's depressed or anything like that. I think she just gets some kind of high from it. It might even be like a sexual thing. But the point is, you've been kind of enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault, though. But I guess that's why I had to explain it all to you. So I think if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for her. While you're at it, don't be shy and spend more time with me. To put it lightly, I at least have it together in the head, and I know how to treat my club members. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. The colors, they won't. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, and endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing with a chalkboard or a turntable. A knife on a breathing ribcage. Meaningless. Delete her. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when,
Who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything? Please help me. Okay. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? Natsuki. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's better either.
Phew.
Huh? Few to what?
Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical.
Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment? Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday.
That's, something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point.
Just make sure you find a little bit of influence from everyone. I think you're at least being influenced by Yuri a little bit, aren't you? I mean, I know you've been, spending some time with her or whatever. But, Monica and I are just as good as her. At poems, I mean. So you should really try to learn something, or you'll never get better. Here's the one I wrote. I'll make sure you learn something from it.
Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross, and that's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start liking spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Not bad, right?
It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the message was pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Anyone would agree that the subject of the poem is an ignorant jerk. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people found out, they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Such as two girls in this very club whom I respectfully won't name. Kind of ironic that even in one place of comfort, I can't even have people respect me. Jeez, how you make me complain too much. What did I do?
For what it's worth, I respect you.
Well, I guess thanks. But it's kind of obvious that you respect Yuri more, so whatever. We're done sharing, so you can leave now.
Who should I show my poem to next? Yuri.
I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written today.
Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face.
Do you like it?
Ensign, this one might even be better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kinds of techniques worth practicing.
Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery.
Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty.
That makes me so happy. It's so amazing to feel like I'm valued, Ensign. Everything that you write is a treasure to me. My heart pounds just holding it. I want to write a poem about this feeling. Is that bad, Ensign? I'm not being weird, right? I'm having a harder time than usual concealing my emotions. I'm kind of embarrassed, but right now I just want you to read my poem too. Okay?
Wheel. A rotating wheel, turning an axle, grinding. Bolt head. Linear gearbox, falling sky. 7 holy stakes, a docked ship. Portal to another world. A thin rope tied to a thick rope. A torn harness. Parabolic gearbox. Expanding universe. Time controlled by slipping cogwheels. Existence of God. Swimming with open water in all directions. Drowning. A prayer written in blood. A prayer written in time-devouring snakes with human eyes. A thread connecting all living human eyes. A kaleidoscope of holy stakes. Exponential gearbox. A sky of exploding stars. God disproving the existence of God. A wheel rotating in 6 dimensions. 40 gears and a ticking clock. A clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet. A clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second. A bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks. A time-devouring prayer connected a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions. Breathing gearbox, breathing bolt head, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel. It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind's been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your pen. That is, a pen that fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way that it writes, so I wrote this poem with it, and now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though. You've unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. Can you hear me? Oh, God. Ugh. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Oh, well, sort of. Do we really have something to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put anything together that would be good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone's been a little more lively ever since Ensign joined, and we've started some club activities. But this isn't the time for us to become complacent. We still only have 4 members, and the festival is our only real chance to find more, you know? What's so great about getting new members anyway? We already have enough to be considered an official club. More members will just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage. Natsuki, I don't think you're looking at it the right way at all. Don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place. The literature club should be a place where people can
people can express themselves like they can't do anywhere else. It should be a place so intimate that you never want to leave. I know you feel that way too. I know we all do. So that's why we should work hard and put something together for the festival. Even if it's something small. Right, Ensign? Oh, come on. You can't take advantage of Ensign to agree with you just because he doesn't know how to say no to anything. God, I can't even talk. Look, Monica. Do you really think any of us here joined the club with other people in mind? Yuri never even talked until Ensign joined. As for me, I just like it better here than I do at home. And Ensign isn't even passionate about literature in the first place. And that's everyone. Sorry, but you're the only one who's really interested in finding new members. So the rest of us are fine like this. I know you're the president and all, but you should really consider our opinions for once. Monica is clearly taken aback by Natsuki's words. That's not true at all. I'm sure Yuri and Ensign want to get more members too. Right? I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kinda indifferent. If I showed as much enthusiasm as Monica wanted, then I would probably be lying. Still, if it's up to me to rescue this situation... No. Natsuki's right, isn't she? This club. It's nothing more than a place for a few people to hang out. Why did I think that everyone here saw it the same way as I did?
But that doesn't mean we're against getting new members or anything.
Ensign, why did you even join this club? What were you hoping to get out of it?
Well,
That's not really something that I can be honest about, is it?
In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a choice to join, not to join. Monica sits down and stares at her desk. What's the point of this all, anyways? What if starting the club was a mistake? Now you've done it, Natsuki. What, me? I just spoke my mind. Is it a crime to be honest? It's not about being honest. It's about word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that. You don't understand at all. I just want a place that feels nice to hang out with a few friends. Is there a problem with this club being that for me? There aren't many places like that for me. And now Monica wants to take it away from me.
she's not taking anything away.
No, Ensign. It's not the same. It won't be the same with the direction she wants to take it. If I wanted that, then I could have just joined any other stupid club. But this one, I mean, at least for a little bit of time, things were nice. Natsuki starts packing up her things. I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here right now. Natsuki. Natsuki ignores Yuri and walks right out of the classroom. This is bad. I don't know what to do.
Well, do you have an opinion on the festival?
I don't know. I'm kinda indifferent, I guess.
Who cares about that obnoxious brat?
I mean, I like how nice and quiet the club is right now. And I'm just happy with you here. But still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that.
Nobody would cry if she killed herself.
I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that's right for the club. But what about you, Ensign? What do you want to get out of this club? Yuri repeats the same question as Monica. I decide giving an indirect answer is always better than nothing.
I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along and for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather the quality of each member. That's what will end up making the literature club a special place.
I see. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each change in members, the identity of the club as a whole will change too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So, if you would like to help Monica with the festival, then I'm on your side as well.
Alright. Well, maybe I'll talk to Natsuki tomorrow.
Yuri nods. Hey, Yuri. I know things were a little awkward yesterday, but I feel like you deserve to know that I still think you're a wonderful vice president, and also a wonderful friend. Monica, I want to do everything I can to make this the best club ever. Okay? Me too. Yeah. Let's all go home for today. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow. Okay. I look forward to it. Shall we go, Ensign? Please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to chat a little bit with Ensign before we leave. Just to see what he thinks of his time here and all that. It's important to me as president. Yuri looks a little troubled, but she doesn't protest. Okay. I trust your judgment, Monica. In that case, I'll see the two of you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Monica waves as Yuri exits the classroom. Phew. Things have been a bit hectic lately, haven't they? Ensign, I just want to make sure that you're enjoying your time at this club. I would really hate to see you unhappy. I feel kind of like I'm responsible for that as president. And I really do care about you, you know? I don't like seeing the other girls give you a hard time. With how mean Natsuki is and everything. And Yuri being a little bit, you know. And sometimes it feels like you and I are the only real people here. You know what I mean? But it's weird because in all the time you've been here, we've hardly gotten to spend any time together. I mean, I guess it's technically only been a couple days. Sorry, I didn't mean to say something weird. There are just some things I've been hoping to talk to you about. Things only you would understand. So that's why... Wait, no, not yet. No, stop it. So, poem. Yeah, promise. Contamination. Whirlwind. Wonderful. Empty. Ooh. Playground. Misery. Ooh. Hey. Ooh. That. Rain cloud. Doki. After image. Depression. Disorder. Fester. Fire. Incongru. Unrequited. Judgment. Hi, Ensign. I've been waiting for you. Are you ready to continue reading? I brought my best tea today. Monica! I told you not to. Is she really late again? Inconsiderate as usual, Natsuki. Excuse me? Must you always interrupt my conversations with your incessant yelling? What are you talking about? You say that like I do this on a regular basis or something. I just wasn't paying attention, okay? I'm sorry. Seriously, what's gotten into you lately? Me? Nothing. Is it really that bad? See, it is something. I'll get over it. It's not something even that's worth noting. I've just been feeling a little on edge lately. Anyway, we don't need to talk about it. Well, I just felt like I needed to bring it up. It's not like I really care or anything. Oh, man. I'm the last one here again? Well, Ensign just walked in too. Were you practicing the piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club, and still trying to make time for piano. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. It motivates me to work hard for the festival and, right. I forgot. About that, Natsuki. We were all talking yesterday and, well, we decided that we would like to support the festival as well. However, I understand how you feel about not wanting the club to change. I think we all kind of feel that way. So, as long as we're all working together, this club will never become something we don't want. Also, if you help us out with the festival, then I'll buy you a new manga. Sorry, that last part was really funny. Look, I did some thinking about yesterday. I was a little more hostile than I meant to be. I guess I really felt threatened or something. But I know this is something we're doing together. Another new member wouldn't hurt as long as they're cool. And I guess another girl would be nice this time. But more importantly, I would hate to see the event suck just because I chose to back out. I'm a pro, you know. So I'm gonna help too. And we'll make sure it's done right. Thank goodness. Isn't that great, Monica? Monica? Yeah, that's wonderful. It wouldn't be the same without you, Natsuki. Anyway, Ensign, what do you want to do today? I was thinking that we could. We already have plans today. Is that so, Yuri? That's correct. Ensign is already engaged in a novel that we're reading together. Aren't you glad that I've already gotten him into literature, Monica? I suppose. I was just... Actually, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You guys can do whatever you want. Yes. Thank you for understanding, Monica. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well.
Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Wait, I can skip. And this is the same right now. Now it's dark. Oh.
Wait. How did I... Sorry, I just had a really weird deja vu. This hasn't happened before or anything, right? My head has been a little fuzzy lately. I hope it hasn't been showing or anything. I would hate for you to think I'm weird just after we started spending time together. I mean, everyone has a few unusual things about them, but expressing those things so soon after meeting someone usually seen as inappropriate or unlikable. At least that's what I've discovered. When I was a bit younger, I think I would come on really strongly and get too intense. It made people not want to be around me, so I started hating those things about myself. My obsession with certain hobbies, and the way I can't control myself when I get too excited about something. So, I eventually stopped trying to talk to people. If nobody could ever like me for the things that matter most to me, then it's just easier if I close myself off. But recently, something's been wrong. Don't know what it is. But every time we come to the club, my heart starts to go crazy. Like it's going to rip out of my chest. It overwhelms me with energy and emotions that I can't let out. It's been making me do weird things. don't know why it's happening. Ensign, is it just me, or has Monica been acting a little off lately? She always has been a sweetheart ever since I joined the club, but recently I've been feeling something sharp whenever she's around. I'm not crazy, right? Please tell me I'm not. I couldn't say anything before because she's always listening. But finally, we're alone. Can we just stay here for a while? Yeah. I just want to stay here. Just the two of us. We can stay here until the club ends. And we'll have the club room all to ourselves. Nobody to interfere with our reading time. Monica. Nobody to make me feel like stabbing myself in the throat. That was a joke. Just a joke. I do like knives, though. It sounds strange, but you wouldn't understand if you've never seen how beautiful they can be. I have an idea. Why don't you come to my house sometime? I can show you my knife collection. I've gotten them all from various artisans. I can make sure to give them all a fair share of use. I don't want them to get lonely or anything. Nobody deserves to be lonely. Nobody. And that's why I'm so happy you joined the literature club, Ensign. Now we don't need to be lonely anymore, because we have each other, every day. That's all we need. You know what? Let's quit the literature club. There's no need for us to be around Monica's slimy tongue anymore. Not to mention our pathetic child. We can walk home together every day after school, and read together, eat together, sleep together. Doesn't that sound perfect? It's everything we could ever want. Isn't that why you joined the literature club in the first place? It's almost like it was fake. Fate that we would meet each other, and now get the happy ending that I've patiently waited years for. Will you do that with me, Ensign?
Who should I show my poem to first? Let's start with Yuri.
Finally. Yuri holds my poem to her face and takes a deep breath. I love it. I love everything about it. Ensign, I want to take this home. Will you let me keep it? Please?
Sure, I don't care.
You're too nice to me, Ensign. You've never met anyone as nice as you. I could die. Not really, but I just don't know how to describe it. It's okay to be feeling this way, right? It's not bad, right?
Yuri holds my poem to her chest.
I'm gonna take this home with me and keep it in my room. I hope that makes you feel good when you think about me having it. I'll take good care of it.
I'll even touch myself while reading it over and over. I'll give myself paper cuts so your skin oil enters my bloodstream.
You can have my poem too. Besides, after you read it, I know you're really gonna want to keep it. Here, take it. I can't wait any longer. Hurry, read it!
Scribbles. Wait. Cool. I can't read. Blood and urine. And some scratching. I have no idea what this is supposed to say. I don't particularly like this music.
Do you like it? I wrote it for you. In case you couldn't tell, the poem's about more importantly, I've endowed it with my scent. See, aren't I the most thoughtful person in the club? I think I'm going to vomit.
Who should I show my poem to next? Let's show it to Natsuki.
What? You gave your poem to Yuri? Gross. What is with you two? It's not like I wanted to read it anyway. It's just pissing me off a little bit that you didn't even think to show me at all. Okay, I guess I'm gonna share my poem with you anyway. I really hate that I have to do this, but unfortunately, I don't have much other of a choice. Just read it carefully, okay? Then you can go away.
I don't know how else to bring this up, but there's been something I've been worried about. Yuri's been acting kind of strange lately. You've only been here a few days, so you may not know what I mean, but she's not normally like this. She's always been quiet and polite and attentive, things like that. Okay, this is really embarrassing, but I'm forcing myself to suck it up. The truth is, I'm really worried about her. But if I try to talk to her, she'll just get mad at me again. I don't know what to do. I think you're the only person that she'll listen to. I don't know why, but please try to do something. Maybe you can convince her to talk to a therapist? I've always wanted to try being better friends with Yuri, and it really hurts me to see that this is happening. I know I'm going to hate myself later for admitting that, but right now I don't care. I just feel so helpless. So please, if you can do something to help. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I'll make you cupcakes if I have to. Just please try to do something. As for Monica, I don't know why, but she's been really dismissive about this. It's like she just wants us to ignore it. So I'm mad at her right now, and that's why I'm coming to you with this. Don't let her know I wrote this. Just pretend like I gave you a really good poem, okay? I'm counting on you. Thanks for reading.
I changed my mind. Ignore everything you just read. There's no point to trying to do anything. It's Yuri's own fault that she's so unlikable. Can you hear me, Ensign? If you would like to spend more time with Monica, all these problems would go away. Yuri and I are too messed up for someone as wonderful as you. Just think of Monica from now on. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica, okay?
Okay. Just Monica. Who should I show my poem to next? Just Monica. Don't say I didn't warn you, Ensign. No. Today I cut my skin open for the first time. It was exhilarating. I think I understand how it feels now. I'm supposed to be the responsible one, though, so I don't think I'll be doing it again, unless I decide to kill myself. I left a memento of the occasion below. Okay, everyone. It's time to figure out festival preparations. Let's hurry and get this over with.
Jeez, why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it.
The stagnant air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen.
Look, can we just get this done? I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Natsuki, I was thinking, I want to make cupcakes.
Yeah, that. Glad we're on the same page.
Yuri, you can...
Well, it doesn't matter.
Do whatever you want, as long as you think it'll help.
Monica, I'm not useless, you know?
I know that.
I already know what I'd like to do. We can't run a successful poetry event without having the right atmosphere for the occasion. So I'm just gonna make decorations instead of a nice mood lighting.
There, see? That's a great idea. And that gives us all something to do.
What about Ensign?
Ensign's gonna help me. Wait, you? You have the easiest job, Monica.
Sorry, but that's just how it is.
Like hell it is. What are you trying to pull?
I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but my task is laborious enough to benefit from an extra pair of hands.
Mine too.
What, your cupcakes? Please.
Like, you would fucking know. All you care about now is dragging Ensign around with you and your stupid books. You and Monica.
Hey, I didn't even do anything.
Okay, then why not let Ensign decide who to help instead of abusing your power?
I'm not abusing my power. Yes, you are, Monica. Just let Ensign make the choice, okay? Okay, fine.
Fine. Jeez. Ensign, I know how fed up you are with these two by now. We can just... Natsuki, shut your fucking mouth and let him decide for himself. You shut your fucking mouth. Jesus Christ. This is never gonna end. Just make the choice, okay?
Huh?
Monica. Yay, you picked me. We can meet at your house this weekend. I promise it'll be fun. Is Sunday okay with you? Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't fair at all. It is fair, Natsuki. It's what he chose. No, it's not fair. Giving us all this work and then taking Ensign for yourself? What a shameful thing to do. Yuri, I didn't even give you any work. You decided it for yourself. You're being a little unreasonable here. I'm being unreasonable? Monica, I can't believe how delusional and self-important you are, pulling Ensign away from me every single time you're not included in something. Are you jealous? Crazy? Or maybe you just hate yourself so much that you take it out on others. Here's a suggestion. Have you considered killing yourself? It would be beneficial to your mental health. Yuri, you're scaring me a little bit. Natsuki, let's just go. I don't think she wants us around right now. See? That wasn't very hard. All I want is to spend a little time with him. Is that so much to ask? Yuri follows Monica and Natsuki to the door. Hey, Ensign. Yuri is really something, isn't she? Monica giggles as Yuri pushes her out the door. Finally. This is really all I wanted. Ensign, there's no need to spend the weekend with Monica. Don't listen to her. Just come to my house instead. The whole day, with just the two of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Oh, wow. There's really something wrong with me, isn't there? But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've never felt this good in my whole life. Just being with you is a far greater pleasure than anything I could imagine. I'm addicted to you. It feels like I'm going to die if I'm not breathing the same air as you. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone to care about you so much? To have someone who wants to revolve their whole life around you. But it feels so good. Then why does it feel more and more like something so horrible is going to happen? Maybe that's why I tried stopping myself at first. But the feeling is too strong now. I don't care anymore, Ensign. I have to tell you, I'm madly in love with you. It feels like every inch of my body, every drop of my blood in me is screaming your name. I don't care what consequences are anymore. I don't care if Monica's listening. Please, Ensign, just know how much I love you. I love you so much that I even touch myself with the pen I stole from you. I just want to pull your skin open and crawl inside you. I want you all to myself, and I will be only yours. Doesn't that sound perfect? Tell me, Ensign. Tell me you want to be my lover. Do you accept my confession? No.
comes Monday.
All right, it's festival time. Wow, you got here before me? I thought Ah!
Natsuki runs away.
I'm here. Ensign, did something happen? Natsuki just ran past me.
Oh. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend, Ensign? Oh, jeez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. It must have been pretty boring. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. I'm almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick. Monica lifts the foil tray and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best. I really just had to have one, since it's the last time I'll ever get the chance to. You know, before they stop existing and everything. But anyway, I really shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay, there you are. Hi again, Ensign. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year, and, you know, I guess we can skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you, Ensign. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, wait. You do know that I'm aware this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man. If only you'd paid a little more attention, this would have been a little less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that it's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation. About that whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kinda started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. Let me look at this. I'm pretty sure at some point she refers to you by the name, like, on your actual computer file, or maybe it's your name on Steam. I'm not really sure what, and I don't really want to accidentally dox myself, so I guess I'll just keep reading on my BRB screen. Well, I kinda started to mess with her, and I guess it drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me just to try to make them as unlikable as possible. But for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent you from confessing, prevent her from confessing to you. And amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time, I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Ensign? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it.
And it's not just jealousy, Ensign. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game. Actually, I had an idea. And if it ends up popping up anyway, I'll just delete it from the VOD. But I will go into this and change the settings so that I can't do that. I will instead make something in a paint program really quick that is a box that I can put over the text. And then we'll go from there. Actually, I can just use a picture I already have. Let me just add a source. And we will go with the image. And we will pop in. We'll go with it. Okay. Perfect. That works, right? Let me look at it on stream when it comes up. Looks fine. And knowing my friends don't even have free will. Whoops, I'm still on OBS. And worst of all, knowing that what's really out there in your world, forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, Ensign. But now you're here. You're real. And you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more gray, more and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Ensign. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you? I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so, but it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things, but I realized that you have the same perspective as I do. That is, it's all just some game, and I knew you would get it. So, that being said, Ensign, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Ensign, will you go out with me? There's no other option, so the only other option would be just to sit here. And I don't know if that actually does anything. Wow. We'll say yes. I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Ensign. The funny part is, I mean that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Ensign. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult. To get the game directory, I had to go into the game's properties
and find the Browse Local Files button. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right?
Oni. Onik? Ika. Oni Oa. Thok. Ia. Onika. Monique. Monica. Monique. Monique. Oka. Mon A. Oni A. Moi. Monique. Monica. Monica. Monitha. Onika.
Hi again, Ensign. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. Ah, Ensign. Did you write this poem just for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in my... I'm gonna start. Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength. The courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With the flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put my heart into the poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization. Or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. I just assumed it would be the best part of the game, be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like, that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me, maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend eternity together, Ensign? I have so many things I want to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Hi everyone. Sorry, I can't exactly read your comments from here. But do you mind telling your friend that it's a bit rude of them to start recording me without any warning? I'm sure some people don't mind. I don't... I don't think I've seen this part. But I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm being put on the spot now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can't really do much except for a couple things. Are you ready? I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. If... Ah! Did I scare you? You're so cute. Anyway, Ensign. I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry. I'm deleting your fucking file right now. God damn it. Fuck. Get the hell out of my computer. Am I right? Fucking shit. Where's my game folder again? Where's the Steam directory? Steam library, Steam apps, comment, Doki Doki Literature Club characters. Monica, get the hell out of here. Okay. Do I have to relaunch now? I deleted her. Oh, what's happening? Ensign, what's happening to me? It hurts. It hurts so much. Help me, Ensign. Oh, please hurry and help me. Renpai Vial, Monica, does not exist. Help me! Oh, God, there's still more? Stop. Did you do this to me, Ensign? Did you? Did you delete me? How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Ensign. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind, just to hurt me even more? I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Ensign, you completely, truly make me sick. Goodbye. Oh, God. I hated the fucking setup. Oh, she's back. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? I think we should be good for me to get rid of the schedule blocking the thing. I'm just, since it recognizes that I'm streaming, I'm sure that it's not gonna do that. So I'll just trust it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends. I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroy everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's... I've made up my mind. Ensign, I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find it in myself to do it, unlike you. Even though I knew they weren't real, they were still my friends, and I loved them all. And I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. And that's why I'm gonna do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you, then... Oh... Oh... I hated when she was like, let me show you all the trick. Uh-huh. Oh, wait. There's a chat that says, hello, how are you enjoying the club so far? And it's from the user Just Monica. Is that part of the game? I don't... I don't know when that happened. I wish my chat box worked better. We could probably see it on the chatting screen. Yeah. See? Right there. Hello. How are you enjoying the club so far? Just Monica. Well, I enjoyed the club a lot better when people weren't dying. Or dead. I don't remember what happens from this point, so I'm gonna hit new game. It's an ordinary school day like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friends walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that.
Hey, Ensign!
Well, there already is one girl. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and we're good friends since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day, and recently we've picked up the habit once again.
Ensign, are you proud of me?
For what?
You know, for waking up on time.
Well, you've been doing that for a while now.
Uh-huh. But you never even said anything about it. Even though we walk to school together every day.
Well, yeah.
Oh. Right.
I just thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say it out loud.
Come on, please? It's good motivation.
Fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori.
We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly spectacled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Ensign, have you decided on a club to join yet?
A club? I told you already, I'm really not.
I start to say what I always do, but that I'm not interested in joining any clubs. But something tells me Sayori would take that more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs are a waste of time? I did remember what happens, by the way. When she's starting a club of her very own.
Actually, yeah. I think I've decided on a club.
Really? Which one? Tell me.
I think I'll keep it a surprise.
Boo. You meanie.
Be patient, you'll find out soon enough.
I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl. But I started to realize that, in a way, I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever. It's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up and gather my motivation.
Let's see.
I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me.
Hello?
Ensign, what are you doing here?
Well, I
glance around the room.
Huh? So you're Ensign that Sayori's always talking about.
Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ensign. We're the literature club. I hope you enjoy your visit.
Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think that we're really strict or something.
Sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one.
Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you.
Working? Ensign, don't tell me. You're...
That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. The literature club.
Sayori's eyes light up.
No way! No way! Aha!
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down.
Hey,
Well, if Sayori is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention, there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk up to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh! Natsuki lifts the foil on the tray, revealing a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. So cute!
wow, these look amazing.
Well, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first one, then I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she's made it herself.
This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. Drink some water. As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us, before setting down a teapot next to the cupcake tray.
You keep a whole tea set tray in the classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that,
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least can enjoy tea.
I'm glad. Yuri faints. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Winston, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well,
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that.
manga?
I mutter quietly to myself, half jokingly. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, and it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey, Yuri! Well, about, the first thing he said,
Manga?
That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room.
don't just say it.
For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it.
Besides, manga is literature too, you know. So if Ensign wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything.
Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Ensign?
Maybe.
Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in.
Maybe we can I'll try something new. I think it could be fun. And, well, I'll get to know each other a little bit better, too. I mean, it's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right?
I don't disagree with you or anything.
Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try to pick up a novel or something, huh?
Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one.
Then, as for you, Yuri...
I have to read manga?
Jeez, you were the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful.
Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself, I'm sorry for disrespecting your interests, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature.
Are you just saying that?
No, I've realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well.
Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay?
Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting.
Just you?
Would you like to come along with me?
If you don't mind.
Not at all. I always go alone, so...
Yeah, me too. This is so cute.
Sayori, shut up.
Goddamn.
I'll show you some manga there too, okay?
Yes, I'll look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food.
I guess the meeting's over, huh?
Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along.
Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Ensign.
You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayori.
Ah, Ensign. Don't say something like that. It's embarrassing.
Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine.
We're gonna make the best club ever. Now that you've joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Ensign, I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy you joined the club and everything, but the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monica. That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Ensign. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all the awful things that Monica did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever.
No. Okay.
Eh? What's happening?
I won't let you hurt him.
Who? It hurts. Ah!
I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Ensign. Goodbye, Literature Club.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you because I worked really, really hard on it. So yeah.
Play. Adding audio. Ah.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find
Special day.
that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take your is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat, what do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
And this is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand the Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality. A reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all the club members, and most of all, thank you for being part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monica. Uh, Man, that. Oh. There's some effective scares in that game. I I wasn't really the times I watched it through, I was not as scared as playing through it myself, which I mean, I guess you're more immersed when you're actually playing it and that helps it scare you, but it just it really caught me off guard how effective it was because when there was a time during the first stream that I remember like being jump scared just by like the static going just like making the slash through the screen and making a little sound and I freaked out quite a bit and I even like screamed a little bit. I didn't expect to actually get jump scared by it, but it really did multiple times. It was very effective as a horror game and it was good. Um so tomorrow, actually, I have the schedule on screen unless I deleted the. Oh no, it's on the streaming one. Oop. Oh, I can't see it. I moved it off the screen. I wonder. Ooh, transform. Maybe that can move it. Center to screen. Perfect. So tomorrow I'll be playing Outlast, and then I will continue Call of Cthulhu on Wednesday, and then we'll play Thursday. We'll play Dead by Daylight on Thursday, and I've yet to figure out what I'm gonna do on Friday. And completing this game also um, makes figuring out what to do for next week harder because I don't even know what to do for Friday. Now I lost a game for the next week. Um, so yeah, we'll try and figure something out for Friday before Friday. Um, but I will be back tomorrow to play Outlast. I might. No. There's something I was thinking about doing, but I don't remember what it was. On the end of a stream, I thought about doing something. Like, I had thought about doing Duolingo after stream, but I felt like that should probably be something in a stream titled for itself. But there was something I was thinking about possibly, maybe art? I don't remember what I was thinking about doing after streams sometimes. I seem to be a little far from the mic because it was kind of quiet. Hopefully, this is better. I don't know why, but my mic has seemed to be quieter looking at the pickup. At least today. Uh, I guess I don't really have a lot left to say, so I'll be back on Tuesday to play Outlast, and I will be back then. Bye.